Hi, I'm Andre Faust. I'm here in Barker's Point, and this area that looks like no man's land or no person's man, or no, how would I say that? No man's land, no person's land. Yeah, that's being politically correct. Anyway, at one time this used to be a field, and it takes me back, way back to the Troglodytes, Neanderthals. No, not that far back to 1969, 70, and 71. Like I said, this was basically a field, and there was it was a great party spot for us young people at that time. I was 15, 16 years old, anywhere between 14 and 16 in those 3 years, and it was quite the party scene. There was a barn that used to exist. It was burnt down, but that used to be the magnetic point for all us young teens. We'd all congregate there. We'd do what teens do. We learned a lot about life there. Trust me on that one there. But this is not what today's video is about. Today, I'm testing a new feature on my Hotel Robotics Evo drone, and I'm going to try the orbit feature into that, and I'm going to see how that goes. Anyway, so enough of me talking, more flying. So okay, I've got the Evo started up. So I'm going to bring it up in front of the camera here and chop my head off in the process. There's the little puppy. I can almost shave with that right now. Okay, so what I normally do before I start my flight is called a pre-flight. I test my blades, I check the physical characteristics to make sure that everything's in good working order. And now I'm going to yaw to the port side and yaw to the starboard side. I'm going to do a 360. Side of the screen there, back in there, a little bit, there we go. And I'm going to check the up and down, up. Down. Port side. Excuse me, starboard. Now port side. Starboard. And port side. So everything looks good. So now we're ready for the flight. So basically, what my flight path is going to be, I'm going to first go over where I think the mountain used to exist. I'm going to do one loop around and point to where the barn existed back in the old days. Urbanization, you gotta love it. Okay, I'm just positioning myself there. I'm getting a little bit of altitude here. I'm going to go up about 28 meters. What we're doing, we're looking ahead. And about middle of the screen is where Ken's Mountain used to be at. That used to be one of the favorite partying spots for us young people, especially back in the 80s. So I'm doing a port side yaw just to do a quick pan of what the area looks like. Now, keep in mind what you're looking at now. I mean, it looks like no person's land. That used to be, one time, a field. We used to call it the second field. Now, where that water's at, that was almost at the base of Ken's Mountain. The highway that you're looking at is the Barker's Point bypass. And once again, I'm trying to orient myself. Now, I'm heading down to where the old barn used to be at. This was back in 1969, 70, 71. I forget what year it burnt. But it's basically located in that barren spot that you see, or that's where it used to be located. And I believe it did burn. If somehow I can remember seeing the fire trucks there one time. And that ended that little teenage gathering centers. What you're seeing there is the intersection of Barker's Point Cutoff and Riverside Drive. And if you look in the background, you can see a little bit of the river's edge, the St. John River. And that, of course, for those just coming on, this is taken in the city of Fredericton, New Brunswick. What you're looking at right there used to be the old Irving pulp fields. All that area was filled with pulp, rows upon rows upon rows. And there's a slough road. That brings back a lot of memories, dragging up and down that little road, and that's why they call it Slough Road, because we'd all have our high-powered vehicles and we'd go dragging. Once again, a quick glimpse at where the old Kins Mountain site. Actually, I'm kind of heading right for that spot. And you can see where that water's at there. That was the base. Now here I wasn't quite sure what I was trying to do. I think I was trying to get some sense of the speed of the drone close to the ground. I'm about probably 5 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, maybe less than between 3 and 5 feet. And again, I'm trying to position myself to be, sure that I don't run aground, because I'm going to try to do this first-person view. So I've got a target that I just chose, that rock pile. Maybe that's the remake of Kins Mountain 2020 style. Kins Mountain wasn't a big mountain. When you refer to mountains, you think it's something going to be incredibly, huge, but it might have been 40 feet or something like that at most. So right now I'm trying the orbit feature of the Hotel Robotics Evo, and it seems to be working quite well. It's doing a smooth circular motion or orbit motion up around that tractor trailer, and what it's focusing on is actually that blue spot. Of course, if I keep moving the camera, you don't get to see the center the center focus. So I'm just going to do that, and there's some writing on the other side of the tractor trailer, which I'm not going to tell you what it says. Maybe if you set this up on high resolutions, you might get to see what was written on that. But in actuality, I'm filming this in 4K, so that's a new challenge in the editing part. It's definitely, the computer has a hard time dealing with that. It slows things down. It looks like you're dropping frames and all those kinds of unpleasantries. It actually takes hours to do. And how I go about and do it, I use what's called proxy editing. And I may do a video on how to edit using proxies. So that pretty well kind of wraps it up, gives you a pretty good idea of how the orbit works. I'll find some use for that in future videos. It seems to be a handy little device. But there's a lot of technology that I haven't bothered using. I'm just starting to use it now. But it was my belief to learn how to fly and control the drone manually. So that's it. So till next time, take care. God bless.